Welcome to our Kgalagadi Transfrontier Park adventure. The long journey began at 2 a.m. in the morning as we travelled from Durban in convoy to our first stopover, which was in Groblershoop, called Sleepsteen. It was
very long.
Sleepsteen was a lovely stopover and we would recommend it to anybody in need of somewhere to stay. It was 3.5 hours outside of the park. We were greeted by friendly staff and amazing views. We had coffee and rusks in the morning in our room. We had homemade food made for us in the evening. It was cozy accommodation and they have a pool for those hot summers. And finally, the big day arrived that we were going to enter the park. We left Sleepsteen at 6 a.m. in the morning. We stopped in Uppington for some breakfast, and then off we went. We passed some amazing scenery along the way. It gets drier and drier as you get closer to the park. There's beautiful, massive salt pans along the way. And then we get to Ascom. Ascom is a tiny little town that I recommend anyone stop in if you have never been there. They have this amazing little tea room called Diamond Tea Room that makes literally the world's best milk tart. It is to die for. You can have cappuccino and other meals there too, and they also sell some amazing game pies. Definitely worth a stop. Then there are some bushmen that are along the road entering into the park that you can go and have some photos with as well in their original attire. And finally, we are in. We made it, only to realize that we forgot the camera at home. So please bear with us as all photos and videos are done on my iPhone. So our first stop was at Twee Rivieren, where you could go with a normal caravan, but that is as far as you can go. Anything after this to any other camps, you're going to need an off-road caravan, a bushloper, a tent, etc. But it's all bumpy from here on. They have a petrol station there that you can fill up at, and you can lower your tire pressure for the bumpy, hard sand roads to come. Twee Rivieren is clean, well stocked up. They have camping facilities as well as chalets. It's a lovely little spot. We only stayed there one night and then off we went to our next stop, Mata Mata. Our first game drive from Twee Rivieren, not even an hour in the park, and we saw cheetah and lion. We saw some lion that had just eaten off a kill, and they were so round-bellied. But, sorry, I didn't have my camera, so I couldn't take a photo. And it was a little too far for my phone. But what an awesome sighting for our first hour out. And then it was into Mata Mata for a 6-night stay. At Mata Mata, there is the border post into Namibia. Just a tip, when using Mata Mata border post, a 2-night stay inside the Kgalagadi Transfrontier Park is compulsory. Mata Mata offers chalets as well as camping sites. It's a smaller camping area than Nossob and Twee Rivieren, but it's lovely all the same. It has a pretty well-stocked shop and lovely washing up facilities and ablutions, all very clean, and it has a pool. The days were very warm and the evenings were chilly, but it was never freezing. I mean, it was a lot better than we expected. We found a cozy campsite along the fence, which led us to see a lot of different things that came to the waterhole that is just behind this fence. The one night we even saw a lion out there. This is our tent, our beautiful little setup. We slept on stretchers in a large tent as we didn't have an off-road caravan, and it all worked out perfectly. We really had a comfortable spot here. We had meerkats and squirrels all around us most of the time, and we really enjoyed our stay. Kamka picnic site. What a lovely area. Out in the middle of nowhere. It has toilet facilities as well, but can be quite windy. Hence why we ended up making breakfast in the back of our van. We all took turns on opening and closing the gate, as this is what you do through every part that you drive through into the park. early morning game drive and we saw a female lion. Her cubs were up on the horizon, but alas, I could not get them on my phone. But I'll tell you that they were there. And it was such an awesome sighting. She came down and drank some water for ages, and then off she went back up to her cubs. One of the days at Mata Mata, we walked through the border, as just over the border is a beautiful little farm stall where we bought some goodies, some juice, and enjoyed the outing. A few days later, we went over the border again for breakfast. After paying some hefty road tax at the border for a lovely gravel bumpy road, we arrived at the Kalahari Game Lodge for our buffet breakfast. What a beautiful, beautiful spot in the middle of the desert. It was lovely, it was a lovely breakfast, and then off we went up to the dune lookout where we got to experience the beautiful red sand of Namibia. Videos and photos just don't do the beauty of this place justice. It really was breathtaking. after our lovely outing to Namibia and a very warm day, the kids decided that they were going to have a swim when we returned back to Mata. The water was icy cold, but the day was warm, and the kids were brave as they embraced the water. And our next stop was Nossob Rest Camp, by far our favorite camp, bigger than the other camps. They offer chalets, there's a swimming pool, campsites, premium campsites as well, which we stayed in, which has your own like ablution toilet area, shower, and its own little kitchen. Nossob Rest Camp is situated in the dry Nossob River. So there are also a lot more drives, a lot more roads, so you see a lot more. They call it the Big Cat Country. So there's a lot more game in this area. There's a bird hide in this camp, and often at night, lion, leopard, or even brown hyena can be spotted around the little waterhole that this bird hide overlooks. We weren't lucky enough to see any of those, but it is known that people see it there. We really loved this place. Lots of cute critters like this around every camp you stay in. Beautiful ground squirrel, yellow mongoose, blackback jackal. Yes, they even came into the Nossob camp. Seeing some leopard footprints next to the fence that we're staying next to. Beautiful birds, scorpions, yes, in the camp, so please always wear your shoes. And hey, we even live streamed the rugby on a laptop in the camp. Nothing stops us South Africans when we want to support our books. Today was a very special game drive and game viewing day. As we embarked on a long journey up to Union's End, we saw leopard, lots of lions. After stopping off at a picnic site to have a small breakfast and coffee, which didn't happen because someone else drove in there and said to us that there were 7 young male lions nearby. So we got back in the car and off we went, and we saw them. It was amazing. They still had blood around their mouths, and then we just continued up to Union's End to go and do our brunch, or lunch rather, braai. And then finally we reached Union's End, where South Africa, Botswana and Namibia meet. There's nothing much there, but it's lovely to go up and say that you've been there. Really, really pretty. And then 4.5 kilometers from there, we stopped for our lunch. how did we keep the kids busy in our long car trips when there was no game around? We kept them busy with these beautiful Mosaic Melissa and Doug books, as well as some travel crosswords, and they really enjoyed them. I would highly recommend those for any family needing them. This is the gorgeous hide that Nossob has to offer. Look at these views all around, and at night there's a light on until 11. That shows you the waterhole, and if you're lucky, like I said, you could see leopard, lion, or brown hyena. But all the same, just to sit here and absorb this beauty is amazing. We saw owls 2 years ago when we were in Nossob camp, and we saw owls again this time. Such a cool sighting. And very close up. On our way to our final camping destination, we saw this beautiful cheetah which we sat and watched for quite some time. Arriving at Rooiputs, where there's no fences, is such a scary but exciting time. We really enjoyed this campsite. We had about 5 black-backed jackal walking around our campsite every night. They stole a loaf of bread, they stole some pasta, they even stole a camping lamp. Can you believe it? A few days prior to this, we actually saw some lions that had just eaten at the entrance to Rooiputs, but we didn't see them again, sadly. The ablutions, only cold water and a long drop. Thankfully, a friend of ours has a bush lapper and we had nice hot showers every night, but this is really not that bad as the weather was warm. Stunning dry views all around. We set up our camp underneath a thorn tree for security and covered everything in with our trailer and our car, so we blocked it all in. We felt very safe actually, and yeah, we had a divine time. 3 nights at Rooiputs and then we had to head home. We had the best time ever, and I would highly recommend anybody go and visit the Kgalagadi. It's something that shouldn't be missed and something that should be on everybody's bucket list. Never leave any food in your tent when you go out for a game drive, and never leave food unattended. On one of our last days in the park, we stopped at Okhtoloni Museum Heritage Site. To think of how these people lived hundreds of years ago and how many days it would take them by cart just to get to the closest town of Uppington is amazing. To see inside the museum that only houses a bed, a table and 2 rimpy chairs, and how they worked to make these items to live with, and where they got their water and where they soaked and dried their hides. It's just simply amazing to think of the history that this site has. They also offer toilets and a picnic site here where you can have your coffee and your food, but it can be quite windy as it is on top of a hill. It is a must stop, and for anybody that likes history like me, it really is interesting and a good read. There are some lovely boards that explain a lot about this site. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and stay tuned for more of our adventures.